Hello and welcome to IABM TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Phillip Neighbour, Chief Operating Officer at PlayBox Technology UK Ltd. Phillip, welcome to IABM TV.
Good morning, Ben, and thank you very much for inviting us to the interview.
So, Phillip, with advertising revenues declining across the broadcasting industry as a result of coronavirus, who has been hit the hardest and is the light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, I certainly believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but both the broadcaster and the broadcast equipment manufacturer have been hit equally hard. As you're probably aware, advertising revenue funds the purchase of broadcast equipment. And what we're seeing on a global basis is a downturn in advertising revenue between about 30 and 40%, which is having a direct impact on the way that people are buying equipment. Projects are being delayed, not necessarily cancelled, budgets are being changed, and broadcasters are having a difficult time to find out where they can generate additional revenue from. And we find lots of investigations are going on into, do I run a subscription service? What about OTT? How am I going to increase my revenue? What am I doing with my personnel? And it's difficult. I've been involved in the broadcast industry for a vast number of years, and I have never seen a downturn in advertising revenue like this. So we've had major recessions before, and for the guys based in the UK, even when we had the ITV independent television franchise changes, it never drops like this. It causes everybody great difficulty, especially those guys involved in the sports industry. You know, sports dried up due to COVID-19. Advertising revenue has totally stopped. Yeah, it's beginning to pick up a bit, but it hasn't got back to anywhere near the levels it was pre-COVID.
Okay, and so what has been the impact across the broadcasting industry of the rise in audience figures during the pandemic, and is this sustainable?
Okay, is it sustainable? The rising figures have been because lots of people have been isolating, watching television. Long term, I personally don't believe that it will increase. The way that people are viewing television programs is changing. More people are watching on their mobile devices or just recording stuff and watching it later. Really, do I see long-term future in increasing viewer figures? Not on traditional television. I see it more on the OTT and the VOD, video on demand side of the market, which then again is causing the broadcasters more issues because they're having to look how they deploy their scarce resources and looking at different business models. You know, we have a number of customers who are coming off big platforms and are just going to migrate directly to OTT and generate their revenue this way. Advertising, you know, how do you sell it? Because you've always had an agency in the past. Online advertising, Google advertising is picking up. Obviously, that's competing against the broadcaster. It's an interesting transition period. I think some people will make a lot of money and some people are going to find it very difficult.
Okay, so Phillip, is there a need to make broadcasting more accessible? And how have we seen this take shape recently? Okay,
so broadcasting, when you have pandemics like this, is very important. You want to keep people informed. Is it accessible? I think that today, television is more accessible than it's ever been, but it's not just on your TV. You know, it's on the internet, it's on your mobile devices. It's a great way for communicating information. You can instantly get messages out, and I think the news side will begin to pick up. News has been a poor relation to most of the content side. And I think broadcasters are now beginning to find, complete with governments, that there is a lot of advantages of being able to deliver messages very, very quickly to stop panic and keeping people informed.
Yeah, and so let's talk OTT. What's the outlook on OTT, and has its case been made stronger by recent events?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, we have a lot of people who are looking to increase and diversify their revenue streams. OTT has, over the last year, been picking up. It's very quick at the moment. We are having broadcasters who are talking to us about OTT platforms because they want to generate additional revenue. We have one major state broadcaster who is thinking about just free-to-air going standard definition and charging $5 a month for HD content. You know, we've seen tremendous growth in the sports business on OTT. Now we have music channels migrating across to OTT, really to generate their own subscription base. It helps them improve their information on their viewers, so they can target advertising, and everything is geared to generating statistical information, so you can increase your advertising spend with more efficiency for the companies who are advertising.
Again, so Philip, talk to me about PlayBox Technology. Let's get some background on the company for people who don't already know. How and when did the company start, and who do you cater towards?
Okay, so PlayBox Technology started around 20 years ago. Predominantly, we're a software manufacturer. We just specialize in playout software and OTT software. The company was established by a gentleman called Don Ash. Unfortunately, Don has recently died. We service various levels of the broadcast market. Historically, we were looking at the tier 2, tier 3 market, and we were only providing turnkey solutions. During the pandemic era, we discovered that because budgets are tight, people want to buy software, and we are now supplying more and more software onto old platforms, just so people can have more standard features like SCT35 for digital opt-outs and switching. On the other side of it, we have a different business called Cosmos Technology, which is virtualized cloud-based playout. We're seeing in North America and Asia a big increase in this, even though there's a pandemic going on. So we cater really now across the board, from low-cost software solutions to complete turnkey hybrid cloud-based solutions.
Okay, and how is PlayBox Technology innovating as a result of recent events? Is there anything exciting in the pipeline you can tell us about, Philip?
Okay, so we've spent a lot more time listening to customers because customers have had more time. We are developing more hybrid cloud solutions where a broadcaster can quickly spin up an OTT service or a VOD service, as well as continuing with their traditional broadcast services. So we have a new product coming out which is called Cosmos ICX. Called Mega ICX. The ICX stands for Integrated Cosmos Experience. So we're pulling some of the feature set out of Cosmos and combining that with our Mega feature set to offer more value for money. Everybody's looking for feature-rich products. As money is scarce, they're looking at the best value that they can possibly achieve, and hopefully we're giving them an opportunity to improve their revenue streams.
Excellent. And so finally, Philip, how can people get in touch with PlayBox Technology?
Okay, so we're available on the web, which is www.playboxtechnology.com. Everything about our company is there. We're a UK-based company. We have operations in Bulgaria, Reading, London, and a few sales offices, one in the US and one in Singapore.
Excellent. Well, Philip, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
You can find out more about everything we've discussed with Philip, as he mentioned, at playboxtechnology.com.